Okay, everyone. Um, Here's my second book review. It's David McCullough's autobiography of John Adams. Now, this book was also the thing that prompted HBO to create the miniseries John Adams, starring Paul Giamatti, who did an excellent job, I should add. Um, and a little backstory to some of this is that McCullough originally was going to do a book about both Adams and Thomas Jefferson. However, he found Adams' story more interesting, and Jefferson had already been done a lot. Um, so basically, that's how this book came. Now, with that background, I will say that Jefferson has portions in this book, um, but I think it was mostly McCullough. McCullough. Counterposing the differences in the ways of life of Northerners, well, Northern New Englanders like Adams, and Southern plantation owners like Jefferson. And so it basically was a way to show that um, the views we have of these two men were shaped by the environments they were living in. Like everyone is, essentially. Um, Abigail Adams is also covered in this. Very well done, I should add. It adds depth to John Adams himself by knowing his wife and partner. McCullough is very easy to read. I got through this I think in 2.5 weeks. It was a very easy read. I had watched the miniseries by HBO before, and so the stuff he was writing, and I was seeing Paul Giamatti being John Adams, in my head. Um, not everything in the miniseries is not everything in the was covered in the miniseries, and so everything else was in this book was a nice addition. And that miniseries wanted me to buy this book. Let's see. Um, in my previous book review of Alexander Hamilton, that helped me, especially the times when Adams and Hamilton were, what's the word, interacting with one another in a way that made you think there's two sides to the story. And so, having read Ron Chernow's biography of Alexander Hamilton, reading this, I got the other side of the story, and so it gave me a better sense of the overall picture of what was going on. Um, Alexander Hamilton was a you know poor immigrant kid who came to what became the United States before the Revolutionary War, and was on George Washington's staff. Was a capitalist, was a lawyer, always driving to better himself. Adams was also always driving to better himself. Um, and the two, sort of didn't get along because, well, Adams came from, be proud of the stock you came from, uh, Puritan, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Probably put, Puritan, work the land hard, be honest with to yourself and other people, stock that, Adams came from. These two sort of clashed, and so, um, both got a bad rap because, the Jeffersonian Jacksonian um, um, democracy democracy took over most of the early 19th century and shaped the view of both these men. And so this book helped show John Adams in a different light. Yes, some of the things talked about were true, but not to the extent that that was sometimes given. And there's things that were totally wrong about him. I really enjoyed how he was shown in his diplomatic roles with France, the Dutch, and the British. I think that was a big plus. All right. Hmm, I think I'm out of stuff to say. So until the next book review.